Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. So I'm back with card 13, is it 14? This one was 13, the next one is 14, which according to the printouts, you get 13 and 14 are both the same card. So the first one, as I showed you earlier, I used a lovely gingham ribbon, and the cutoff that you get is just this wee triangle here. Well, I went through that one. So this one is just the exact same measurement, exact same stuff, but I thought I'd go in a different colorway this time just to make it look different. I'm still using the same stamp set. Oh, this is die cut from the papers, but if you have the stamp set, just use your Memento ink and then colored in with Daffodil Delight, dark and light shades, and you'll get the same effect. The stamp set that I'm using for the sentiment is this one here, and I wanted to tell you about it. These are the new edition stamps that are coming out at the minute. It's a new way of doing it for us, for the photopolymer stamps. Inside, they will come stuck to a sheet when you first get them. It'll be stuck to this, and another be sheet in the back of it. But this is pre-printed. If I peel off this, you'll see in behind your packet now, you get the pre-print of the actual stamps. So every time you've used your stamps, just stick it back on and they're going to stay in place. Then you're not going to be pulling out sheet apart like the older designs. These are just brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to use the thank you. If I can find it, there it is. So we'll use that first stamp. I think I had a card made with that last, I think it was last week. So you'll see it on my blog or on the Create with Pinky site there. So what I've done this time, instead of going with the card like I did here, and we brought it into our embossing board thing and did our own design, I have picked up a piece of the Daffodil Delight from an older set. I think it was last year's 6x6 papers, which I still had a few left and thought it worked perfectly. So this will go down here and this will go on top of it, and then we're going to add a piece of this ribbon. I think this is gone now too. I'm really bold torching you with stuff, but it gives you an idea if you have it. Mint macaron, nice narrow ribbon, and it's just going to sit with a wee gap this time. I want to just show a wee gap, but I'm going right on top of it. I want to just make it a wee bit different. So don't know if it'll be tricky or not, but we'll give it a go. I'm hoping the light in this flipping video is okay for you. I mean, it's as bright as bedamned in here, but it's not showing up very well in the video. But hopefully you can see what I'm at. So get that right to the tip and stick this on, leaving a wee tiny border all around. And then we're going to do a wee bit of tape here. And the tricky part will be getting it to be nice and straight, not go and overlap. So take your time with it. Chop off what you need first and then attempt to do it. Make sure everything is set, not moved. I reckon about that kind of a wee space might be just nice enough to add a bit of interest, and that can tuck around and around, and we could trim it off actually. See what's fucking about. So we'll take this off. Oh yeah, the last wee bit would just break on, wouldn't it? So get your, I'm going to set it up on top of this actually to keep the stickiness away. And make sure it's nice and smooth and facing the right way, if there is a right way. And I have to get this directly on top because it just fits this ribbon and no more, so I don't want any stickiness left. So that seems good. And then we're just going to tuck that back. Gives it a nice wee finish. And if there's any overlapping, just trim it away. Use better scissors for this. Oops. We'll just take a wee bit of that away. I don't want it overhanging at all. So that gives you that lovely wee finish, which is just that wee bit different. So if you've narrow ribbon hanging about, now's the time to use it. Just want to put a wee bit of sticky on that just to make sure it stays. Use double-sided tape or tape roller or whatever stickiness you like to use. One tip I'll give you, if you're using this glue, I saw a girl, I don't like doing it, but it really works. She put the glue on and then she just spray it with her finger so it's not spilling out, which is a great idea. With this, like, I'll give it a wee go and see what it's like. No point in talking about it and not trying it. So especially around the edge, I wouldn't worry too much about the inside, but if you get your paper and just smooth that so there's no excess near the edge, and that hopefully will stop the mess that I keep getting, and then that should just rub away. It should just disappear, the type of glue that it is. Oops. And let's see if there's any excess. Well, it seems to have worked. There's nothing oozing out. So I really like that now. I think it's lovely and fresh again, even though I did love the gingham the last time. But it's going to give you another wee look. So this one we're just going to stick down. You could use your back of your spreader if you wanted to spread that out instead of your finger. Might try that. So that will fit on there. Just make sure it takes on the ribbon. Again, just the plain white that matches the card. And that was the 3-inch circle layering. So just layer it down as you go. And these ones I'm just going to curl. If you curl your wings under instead of out, some people are inclined to curl them out, and then when you bend the body part, they don't look right. They look like, you know, they're sticking up this way, and that's not the way they should go, I don't think. So I think this way works good. Put a wee drop of glue on here. Pop them in the center. These butterflies are beautiful. I love them to bits. I don't even like butterflies. I actually have a fear of butterflies. I'm sure I've told you before. But paper ones, yes, I don't mind at all. But if I was out in the garden and a butterfly came towards us, I would run squealing. I don't know why, but I do. So we're going to stamp this up in Daffodil Delight ink, which is nearly dry. This is one of my ones from the very first years of Stampin' Demonstrator. So it is running low. There's your wee strip. Keep all your wee strips for stamping onto. They're so handy. And then we can just chop this off. I actually prefer to cut round. I think when you're putting one on and you're not layering it up, I think it works out nicer to cut round your, I'm out of shot here, to cut round your stamped sentiment and just soften up the edges. I know the bottom of this is pretty straight. There's no turn in the text at all. So it's nice to give it a wee bit, and that will just sit there nice and soft and easy to read. And just use a narrow strip to hold it in place. So I'm going to have to spend a day now doing all my inserts on these cards. So we're just going to pop that up here. And luckily the writing will keep me straight. Well, Patricia? Right, so that's the two of those done. And the exact same sketch Exact same components, but just different colorways. So what do you think? Which one's your favorite? Let me know. And that is us. Just number 15 to come next. So catch us all again later. Bye.